Denver7 News starts right now.
Right now on Denver7, our mountain resorts are craving snow. They're going to get some this weekend, but how bad is this season? We compare it to years past.
Breaking overnight, the government shutdown is over. Lawmakers worked overnight to pass a spending bill. We'll show you what this means for you.
And security at DIA, they're staging a protest today, many of them. It's all about the protections there at the airport. Good morning. Happy Friday. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mitch Jelnick.
And I'm Molly Hendrickson. So if you walk outside right now, it's pretty mild. Yeah. You might not even need a jacket, really.
That's right. We'll look behind us. You can see the snow there. That's what people in Chicago are dealing with. There's more to come. They got a winter storm warning in effect right now because they're supposed to get some 14 inches of snow.
14 inches.
Wow.
Schools are closed. Millions of people are on high alert. Well, that's just not fun to deal with. Here in Colorado, we can feel a little bit jealous.
Yeah, so take a look at our radar here. There's just like, nothing. And while there is some snow on the way this weekend, that's good. It's not quite enough to cover the amount that we need.
So we have team coverage for you this morning, going over what we're expecting snow-wise this weekend, to the dismal state of our mountain resorts as people head to the mountains and the outdoors.
So let's go by height. We'll start with Lisa Hidalgo.
Yes!
Lisa, what are we going to see this weekend?
I knew that shortness would come in handy someday. We are going to see snow. It's nice, a change. But right now, that storm is moving in as we speak. It's been really fun to watch this over the past 30 to 45 minutes. You're going to find some fog rolling into the metro area. Might even get a little drizzle with that. Temperatures have also dropped dramatically. When we came in this morning, we were in the mid-40s. Now we're seeing 20s to 30s, and it's going to be a much cooler day. And we talked about this yesterday, how the afternoon was actually going to be cooler than the day. And you should see some of the models when you look at what the computers think are going to happen here in Colorado. It's not really what's happening because that cold air is coming in from the northeast. So with the storm rolling in, we're under a first alert action day. I've got the first alert action day kicks on right now. Temperatures all over the board across Colorado, and again, colder through the afternoon. Now, coming up in just a few minutes, I'm going to show you what this looks like as the storm rolls in. But I want to send it over now to Eric Lufer. Obviously, Eric, this has been kind of a rough season. The more snow, the merrier up in the high country. Eric, we're keeping an eye on this and the snowpack up there right now.
Right, which is at 64% of normal right now, but we need to think about spring runoff too, and that's what this map also shows. This is the snowpack, but also the stream flow in the southwest side of the state, as bad as the snowpack is, and that's what the real issue is right now. Less than 50% in our rivers to the south and west. Not great. Hey, it was just this past summer when Lisa and I hosted a special on the Colorado River and how it's a lifeline of the West. Millions use electricity generated by hydroelectric power plants along the river's 1,450-mile course. Most of the produce on our table is grown using water from the rivers and its tributaries. Millions of people in the western U.S. drink water that comes from the Colorado.
Especially here in Denver and many cities throughout the West, if you go to your tap, 4 out of every 5 glasses of water that you fill up will have originated as snow.
All right, no need to lose all hope. Don't leave the state. There's plenty of winter left, but it does look like there will have to be a significant weather shift for our mountains to catch up, at least this season. But this has happened before. It ebbs and flows in our Colorado mountains.
It sure does, but we're hoping for more snow this weekend. We're going to get heavier snow in the mountains tomorrow, starting early tomorrow morning. Here's what's happening right now in Denver. As you can see, some of those clouds and the fog coming in from the northeast. We'll see a mix of sun and clouds this afternoon, and temperatures just aren't going to budge much. Should stay in the 30s to low 40s through the afternoon, with a chance for some light snow developing tonight. It gets heavier tomorrow, and we could see, Jason, here around 2 to 4 inches in Denver. Heavier for the mountains, and again, we'll take a closer look at some of those totals coming up in just a few minutes.
Yeah, the current conditions in the mountains right now are okay. I'm seeing some icy spots at the highest mountain passes, and that's very typical for this time of year. But right now, overall, I-70 doesn't look too bad. It's really all about 6th Avenue here in Metro Denver. That's the big problem for us. We had a slow speed chase that ended right here at Federal. Now, you can see from the camera that we still have not only the ramp that comes from Federal Block, but they just opened it just 20 seconds ago. But they still have the bulk of the activity right here, right there on westbound 6th Avenue. To get around it pretty easily, if you're coming out of downtown, you actually pretend like you're getting off at 6th Avenue. You stay way to the right. There's a ramp there that'll take you all the way past that activity and continue on to Sheridan. Everything else around town looks pretty nice, just starting to get a little bit busy here and there.
So as you head up in the mountains for the weekend, lots going on up there. Remember, you can track the changing weather conditions right there in the palm of your hand with that free Denver7 app. You can find it on the App Store.
Breaking overnight, the federal government will reopen after briefly running out of money overnight. Just about 2 hours ago, Congress passed a 2-year spending bill.
This thing was supposed to easily pass the Senate yesterday. Well, it got held up. That forced lawmakers in both chambers to pull an all-nighter. Nicole Brady joins us with these latest developments.
Yeah, if you're waking up just now, you may have missed the whole government shutdown lasting only a few hours here. So yesterday, we were talking about how the biggest hurdle for this budget bill would be in the House of Representatives. But it turned out the biggest hurdle was Republican Senator Rand Paul. For hours yesterday, he railed against the massive increase in government spending. This bill adds an estimated $400 billion to the government's budget.
Nothing will be reformed, the waste will continue, and government will keep taking your money irresponsibly and adding to a $20 trillion debt.
Paul was not the only senator against this. Our own Colorado Democratic Senator Michael Bennet released a statement to us overnight saying he voted against the budget bill because of this increase in spending as well. He said that although he supports many of the defense and non-defense provisions in the bill, I cannot in good conscience support this level of deficit spending in a growing economy. So Senator Bennet voting against that. Republican Senator Cory Gardner from Colorado voting for the bill. And in the House, our own lawmakers voted mostly along party lines, with most Democrats against it, most Republicans for the bill. Here's the vote in the House this morning. You see it took the support of multiple Democrats going along with Republicans to get this passed in the House overnight, but it did pass early this morning, about 3:30 our time in the House. And at this hour right now, we are still waiting on President Trump to sign this bill into law. But it looks like federal employees will be going to work this morning after just a brief shutdown. We'll keep you updated throughout the morning. Mitch.
Well, if you're waking up this morning and wanting to know what's going on with the stock market, you're not alone. A lot of people are keeping a close eye on it. Yesterday, the Dow was down 1,032 points, so that means it dropped about 4.15% just yesterday. So certainly down from those January highs, but still up if you had money in the stock market from, say, this time last year. Right now, the futures market, quick check of the computer, shows the Dow down 38, S&P is up 1, NASDAQ right now is up 11. All right, if it's not hard enough to afford a home in the Denver area, mortgage rates just keep going up. Freddie Mac just released some new numbers. Here they are. The 30-year fixed rate average is now up to 4.32%. Now, this time last year, that number was sitting at 4.17%. Experts say the sell-off in the stock market, the uncertainty with the government shutdown are pushing up those mortgage rates, but they do add the rates should stabilize soon.
Tomorrow, El Paso County Deputy Micah Flick will be laid to rest at New Life Church in Colorado Springs. He was shot and killed chasing a car theft suspect on Monday. The service starts at 1. It is open to the public.
The Eaton High School teenager killed when a train hit her car, her SUV, will be laid to rest next week.
But as the family mourns, the community is outraged. More hasn't been done to make that railroad crossing safer.
Denver7's Megan Lopez is live for us in Eaton this morning. And Megan, what are they doing about this exactly?
Well, the organizers are trying to get the town, Union Pacific, the Federal Railroad Administration, and even the Colorado Department of Transportation to put up more safety guards to make that railroad crossing safer. Now, something that they have done is they've already collected more than 11,000 signatures on change.org in order to demand for railroad arms to be installed at that crossing. Now, they say that this crossing is dangerous and has already cost the lives of 2 teenagers, Dallas Duran last year and Kennedy Ingram this week. Along with the petition, organizers tell Denver7 they're planning on attending a pre-planned community meeting tomorrow morning where they're going to bring up this very issue. They say they've reached out to Senator Cory Gardner's office to ask him to attend the meeting, and we're told that he will send a representative. Town manager Gary Karsten told Denver7 that the Colorado Public Utilities Commission approved a project to install crossing gates here over the summer, but the crossing gates are scheduled for construction sometime later this year. And while some are demanding action, the family of Kennedy Ingram is getting ready to lay her to rest. The volleyball star's funeral is set for Tuesday at 10:30 a.m. at the Evangelical Free Church of Eaton. A GoFundMe has already raised more than $15,000 for her family. And out here near that railroad crossing, there is still a memorial that is set up for Dallas Duran. They've got baseball bats and DGD2, which was a nickname for him. There's even a memorial sign on this highway just showing the impact that this has had not only on Kennedy Ingram's family now, but also on Dallas Duran's and this entire community as they mourn the loss of 2 teenagers in about a year. We're live this morning in Eaton. Megan Lopez, Denver 7.
Today at noon, more than 100 DIA security officers are going to march inside the terminal. It's all to ask the city of Denver to create a safer environment inside the airport by creating fair contractor policies. Those officers are going to deliver a petition to DIA's CEO.
Today, Colorado state lawmakers are going to talk about changing the requirements when someone wants to change their gender on their birth certificate. Right now, if you were born in Colorado and you want to change your gender on your certificate, you have to get a court order showing that you had a surgical procedure done. This new bill would get rid of that provision, creating some new requirements. So if this bill passes, the state would issue that person an entirely new birth certificate instead of just amending the old one. And the person wanting the change, that information would not have to get a court order.
CDOT is starting a new campaign to cut down on the number of people driving after smoking pot. The campaign is called The Cannabis Conversation. Before it really gets going, CDOT wants to hear from you about how you treat marijuana and what you want to see change. CDOT says they took a survey and half of the participants said they consistently drive high.
The amount of federal funds stolen from the Ute tribe is higher than we thought. Originally, we were told the tribe lost $17,600 in a financial scam. Well, now we know that number is really closer to $800,000 gone. The U.S. Attorney's Office came out with that information late yesterday. 8 people, including tribal members, pleaded guilty this week to a number of embezzlement and money laundering charges. A spokesperson for the U.S. Attorney's Office says that number represents a fraction of the people under investigation.
Boulder is eyeing a 5-year, $1 million extension of paid parking and shuttles at Chautauqua Park. The city tested out the program last summer, and it was such a success they're looking at keeping it. The program brings in so much money, Boulder city planners project they can pay off the cost of the buses and transportation in the next 5 years. City Council is going to hold a public hearing on the issue on the 20th.
Can we call it frizzle?
It is kind of like frizzle. Yeah, it's fog and drizzle. It's frizzle.
Yeah, it's very Snoop Dogg of you.
Very. Yeah, what does Snoop Dogg need? Why does he use an umbrella?
For drizzle.
For drizzle, yeah. It's a first alert action day. Take a look at this shot. It changed a lot here within the last 15 to 30 minutes. Might see a little drizzle with the low-lying clouds. Storm rolling in. We're going to see temperatures a lot cooler today. Snow tonight into tomorrow. We'll talk about all of it coming up.
So that means there could be some slick spots. Right now, I'm just monitoring 6th Avenue. There is still a bit of a closure there at Federal. I'll show you that in just a sec.
All right, guys, thank you. Well, national authorities are putting people on high alert after getting a terror threat for a popular carnival festival.
Also ahead, administrators are telling ABC News the White House knew for months about abuse allegations surrounding a top White House official.
And a woman says Spirit Airlines told her to flush her hamster down a toilet when she tried to bring it on a plane. We've got both sides of the story this morning.